Hello, everybody. It is that time of the week. It is your illustrious host, Dragon's Fury and Infernal Drake.
Hope you all been having a good week.
And if not, we hope the episode helps. And if it doesn't, not our fault. So bear with us. We are tired.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
And long day and long week, long life, long a lot of things. Am I bleeding?
Oh, wow, I'm sorry. What? I'm awake now. What happened?
So, as a part of the hazard of my job, which is outside, being in people's yards and whatnot,
Uh-huh.
I tend to fall victim to a lot of insect bites, ants of the variety. Unfortunately, due to the makeup of the being that I am highly reactive to insect bites. So, instead of it just being kind of like a bump that's like red and then like goes away,
Yeah.
it basically coalesces into a tiny little pus pocket and then usually explodes to a bitch. Basically it just becomes tiny little wound,
Nasty.
which means it will then scab over at some point. But because it's still an insect bite, still fucking itches. So at one point I will scratch because I was like, there's an itch on my foot. I scratch a scab, and then now liquid is going down my leg, and that liquid happened to be blood. So
You, you kind of need that inside you.
I do kind of need that inside me, yes. Thankfully, it's not at a profuse rate that I'm losing a lot of it, so I should be fine.
That that would be very concerning if it was.
And for
Because
you
then I'd be
random
like,
ass
how big is this
vampires out
freaking bug
there,
light?
stay away. It's like, no coming over here and shucking my blood. I don't care if it's Valentine's Day coming up. Yes,
Talking about
because
in my Code Vein 2 stream.
but I had an epiphany. And by epiphany, I just mean I was scrolling on TikTok.
Yeah, that's where a lot of thoughts come from.
So it and this was one of those things. This is one of those things that really got me like, who's like, I went down a rabbit hole on this one, right? So I saw a video a bit explaining that it was like the current generation of gamers are collectively dumber than their predecessors, i.e., like you, me, and then like the generation above us
I
of gamers.
I feel like I will agree with that.
And they say that because a lot of the games that are out now are very spoon fed. So
Yep.
there's compass, there's GPS, there's waypoints, there's, hints, this, that, and the third. And this is just the baseline of the things comparative to the games that a lot of us grew up of our gaming generation and
Good
before.
old Pokemon when you didn't have XP share for everyone.
Well, stuff like that, but like there was
Such
no
headaches.
clear way to go on the map. Like everything
Yeah.
was basically Dark Souls. Like you just had to
I,
find
I,
your
was-
way,
I was about to say Elden Ring.
right?
I'm not gonna lie. I looked up a freaking map when I'm like running around the
But like
place. I'm like,
Elden
okay,
Ring is like that
what?
example of the what's left, because it's like, oh, you still have to figure your way out. Like, like Spyro and the early Mario and um
Mario.
like GoldenEye and like stuff like that. You just had to figure it. Shit, even like in between that, like Crisis,
Oh yeah.
it was just the general direction. It was like you had to listen to the dialogue and there'd be like, this is where you need to go, and that was it. Like you didn't have a map otherwise. You were like trekking through the jungle trying to find your way.
Skyrim was kind of like that with some quest.
Some quest, right? But more like Skyrim, but like Oblivion. Oblivion was just very
Yeah.
much
Oh
like,
yeah. No. Oblivion is like go out of the world and hope you don't die.
here's things, and you're like, well, what am I supposed to do? Yes. And like you had to figure it out, and like a lot of I didn't play Morrowind, so I can't really say how
Yeah.
Morrowind was. But even like the racing games like Burnout and Need for Speed, it you had to find the people you were looking for to like progress the story. Like they didn't really tell you where anything was. It was just, Pokemon logic. Go around and talk to everybody. Definitely no stranger danger involved on Pokemon.
Yeah, not just a random 10-year-old talking to a bunch of strangers.
Talking to strangers, talking to everybody, going to everyone's houses, opening all the doors, like Legend of Zelda. Just kind of go around smacking around. What is it? The DS game where it was like 4 swords. It was just a maze the whole time. Like you had to figure out how to get through with you yourself.
Was that Skyward Sword?
Skyward?
Yeah, was it Skyward Sword?
No, I think it was. I know 4 was involved because like you had the ability to be multiple. I think it was like the co-op possibility too. Hold on, let me see.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get some of the Zelda games combined in my head.
Yeah, 4 swords.
Okay, so it was 4 swords.
And yeah, so it was just like, all right. I think, yeah, they put a version. It was originally GameCube, and then they put a version out. No, it was Game Boy Advance, and then they did a GameCube version as well. And then I think you could do it on the DS as when they did the retro stuff, like when you could get like the old games. Yeah. So you're like playing 4, links, and so it was interesting.
Does that make a chain?
Maybe Daisy Chain.
Oh God, don't Daisy Chain them.
4 links make a chain, maybe, as long as one of them's not the weakest.
Yeah.
Even like the offshoot Pokemon games, like was it Dynasty? No, Conquest. That's what it was.
Okay. Yeah.
When you had to basically take over the island of Arceus, as the Shogun. Just kind of figure it out. Pokemon Rumble. Like they told you what to do, and you still didn't know what the hell was going on.
I'm trying to remember if Pokemon Ranger was a similar situation because I never actually got to play Ranger.
I think they told you, at least they gave you the how-to for like capture, but
for the capture. But other than that, it's like I think it's just like go here and have fun.
Yeah, you kind of figured it out.
Good luck.
Yeah, no, I didn't get to play Ranger. So yeah, and that was what I was saying. I was like, it kind of like got me down this like rabbit hole, and of course, it started going in like a weird rabbit hole because I took all those psychology classes. So I'm just like trying to figure out. I was like, okay, so where did it happen, right? Because
what was the patient 0?
Yeah, right. Like, what was patient 0 for it? Because you have, our generation of gaming was basically the back end of like our predecessors, right? So it's like, we're coming in, relatively speaking, for like real gaming started, 2000s for us, right? Yeah. But we had what was born in the 90s as our beginning. So it was like our foundation came from the 80s and 90s era of games. And then
I still remember playing Halo CE, the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, the most terrifying level, if anyone has played it, is the library. If anyone knows it, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, is wild work.
it honestly was probably the scariest level in that game, just because that's where we're first introduced to the Flood, and they are swarming everywhere. But yeah, literally, like, there's no actual like waypoint, so it's just like it was so easy to get lost in that place.
And then like another point that was like made, it was like the concept of quick saving wasn't a thing yet. It was like we didn't have like necessarily like we didn't have like frequent checkpoints. Like they were there because like you had to be able to save the game, but it was a lot of you had to get well into a point before you could like save per se, right?
Alien Isolation was like that because if I remember right, Alien Isolation didn't really have autosave. It was just like, hey, get to a save point, and if you're in trouble, hope you can find one.
It was pretty much the basis of every MMO back in the day. Was
Yeah.
you're the only way you're keeping what you've done is if you get to a safe area. And if you
Yeah.
don't make it, you go back to the previous safe area and you've lost everything up to that point. So it's like,
it's just like, good lord.
yeah, you're just like, well, there goes that XP.
Yep.
Or in like loot or whatever, because like anything you didn't pick up, well, that's too bad. It's out in the world. And then, you know, despawning and all that stuff.
Terra when I got lost.
Oh, Jesus Christ. There's getting lost and then you Zoro'd. So
Yeah.
you ended up in
I'm going
places
the
you had
Zoro
no
of
business.
MMOs.
And so they were like breaking it down, and they were like, yeah, you know, the previous games built like you had to figure out it was trial and error. Like there was no, you know, room of forgiveness. Basically, it was you either figured it out or you didn't. There was no in between.
Or Dark Souls logic, get good.
Or get good, which essentially was all of it. Like this, what led into essentially the Dark Souls like era is these fundamental games that came before. Because let's see, when was the first Dark Souls?
I want to say 2003, but I am not entirely certain. I feel like it was early 2000s.
All right, let's see. Dark Souls. Oh my god, first off, another thing that pisses me off of current things that are going on is this AI integration BS.
Oh, yeah. No, I hate that. I hate it so much.
2011.
Oh, wait, really?
Yes. Dark Souls came out.
I thought it was earlier.
The initial release date was September 22nd, 2011.
Wow, a couple months before Skyrim. When was Demon Souls?
Demon Souls was... Demon Souls was 2009.
Damn. Wow.
Yeah.
I really thought that's the
So like there's so much more that came before like these like cornerstone, and like Bloodborne was 2015. Let's see what other stuff.
I feel like I don't know. It just felt like Dark Souls has been around a lot longer.
It's double digits. Like it's been a decade solid. Like,
well, yeah, but it's just like I thought it was like the early 2000s.
No. And so like,
oh damn,
you had all these other like classic games. Hell, I would even kick it even further back. Our our 64-bit styles. You got Pac-Man,
Doom.
Dig Dug, Doom, Galaga. Like all of that is you
Galaga.
make it to a set point, and then when you die, you start over from that set point, or you start the whole damn game over.
Yep.
Pole position, like that was just one set race. You crap. That was it. You lost. Not sorry.
Not sorry. Start again.
And like, not sorry. Start again. Like the whole all of Namco early Capcom, the arcade era with the fighting games. There was no real direct, like that was literally button mashing and figuring it out as you went.
That's still me with fighting games.
True. And then the bright idea of like good business practices, but like the best fighting game to come to existence, Killer Instinct.
Oh yeah.
Which is putting belt to ass before that was even a thing. So for the uninformed, Killer Instinct is essentially if you get caught in this combo,
you're dead.
You might as well go get some food, a drink of water, get some stretches in, because if you even have an ample of a chance, the guy who's putting you in this combo hopefully has a mild aneurysm and stops pressing buttons, because if not, it's going to keep going, because the game doesn't end until the combo ends. Like, you will be negative 1,000 damage, and he's at hit combo 999 yesterday into tomorrow. Like,
yeah, no, that game was so unforgiving if you went up against someone that knew like how to play perfectly.
right, but you didn't even. But the game was designed that you didn't even have to know how to play perfectly. The game was designed about, you better get this timing right, big dog.
Yep.
It was just pure unadulterated unforgiveness.
Do or die, literally. Basically, yeah.
Yep. You either hit that combo breaker, or you're just doing, 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 just all the way through. And so I was like, look, and I'm trying to think of, like, obviously it's like I don't have like the datas or whatever, but I was like trying to think, I was like, okay, what was that like social change where they felt the need that that style of game wasn't alluring anymore, right? Like, you need it. Like, don't get me wrong, there are certain games that have been, it's very appreciative that you have some form of like guidance, right? But like, I appreciate mild. So like, if we said Skyrim was, and like Elder Scrolls was kind of like the baseline, where it's, you don't get a waypoint until you activate it as like a happy medium.
Yeah, it's like you can choose if you want the help or not.
Right. Like, it's like, oh, I will just, I could meander about and do all these things, and the only thing that is a waypoint is anything that I have discovered. And then you'll be like, hey, this is where the thing that was told to you is, mildly, right? Because you still have quests that are like, go find this place. Because if you haven't been there or have any idea, it won't show you. It will just be like, it's in the abyss. Like, you'll look in your map and it's just like, spot. There's no surrounding anything because you haven't been there. So it's there somewhere in the mountains.
The case for what is that area? I'm almost wanting to play Skyrim again just so I can remember the freaking names.
Hilarious.
I have no idea what he said, but the area where it's underground and like it has the giant lamp.
Blackreach.
So if you shot Blackreach, okay.
I was like, just gotta use your words. I could probably get you there.
Like, my brain is like so dead today. But yeah, no, like, God, I hate that area with a passion.
The only place that I hate more than Blackreach is every fucking Dwemer ruin.
Yes.
Because you can accidentally end up in Blackreach.
Yep. That is also true. Like, the fact that all of them are basically connected to Blackreach.
Right, because it is the basically the upstairs attic, like we're like the overworld essentially is the attic of, Blackreach, and all of the ruins,
like a weird central hub,
are the gateways for, but like, the Dwemer were just, this is going to sound really messed up, but I'm glad the Dwemer are dead, because those guys were assholes. Because what do you mean you have created a whole cityscape, city structure that still operates without you because you were that good at it, but then somehow, because I don't know if they ever like truly explained or in the games or whatever, what happened to the Dwemer, like why they aren't around anymore.
I think it just said like they vanished. Like, it didn't really give a good explanation as to like why they vanished or how.
Right. And so it's like, because like
there and then they weren't.
There's like certain things like with like in Oblivion where it's like, oh, how the fuck did this happen? Well, you find out in ESO. Like, there's quest lines that tells you is like, oh, this is what the fuck happened that caused the Oblivion crisis.
Yeah.
Right. But like I said, I don't know if we ever got it. Was like, hey, why did the Dwemer just kapoof?
Right. It just poof.
And it's
like,
like
hey,
their automatons are so
take
fucking
your Centurions
annoying.
with you.
They're so fucking annoying. I rather deal with a undead exploded motherfucker who has turned himself into pure unadulterated energy and has a petty streak than deal with any Dwemer anything. Magnus.
America. Oh, Magnus.
Yeah. Because that motherfucker just made he had no business being that fucking strong in the first place.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're long since dead. Not really. Like, you're anime dead. Like, you turned yourself into, like, freaking magic.
Yeah, he turned himself into energy, literally.
Like you end up turning into magic itself. And so it's like, all right, cool. Love that. Your staff and your eyeball is perpetually fucking everything. I'd rather deal with him on a regular basis. I have ran that quest so many times. Than go into the freaking Dwemer ruins, which I have to go into dealing with that fucking quest. Like, it's so...
Yeah. I it's just two birds with one stone.
so annoying. I hate it.
Yeah. I mean, also, crap, what was your name? Hermaeus Mora, his zone was also
gross.
Annoying.
he, because that was a choice. That jackass said tentacles. Like he really did.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. The Desert Apprentices can choose their form.
He chose the prompts. He was like, my brothers kind of have, let's see, we got a dragon over there.
What invokes wisdom?
Yeah, what invokes wisdom? The eyeballs, like the third eye, okay. Black goop.
What I'm picturing is that he's a big fan of Vel'Koz.
See, but I think Vel'Koz would have came out of what Hermaeus ended up doing. Like, it's less of like he's a big fan of Vel'Koz. Hermaeus would be like, that's mine. How'd you get out? And why are you purple?
Right.
But yeah, no, he really said eyeballs, black goo, and tentacles. All together.
More skin for Vel'Koz?
No. And you should be ashamed of yourself.
Just see that in game. It's just like, okay, I'm leaving. Goodbye.
That was one of those comments that should have broke your model and then just made you do a face reveal and just catch you just lacking. Like, real Dre just shows up because your model was like, nah. I'm not going to be a part of that.
I've had enough of this. Goodbye.
Goodbye. He has gained sentience and he is separated from you. you just see him up and walk away, and it just screens over, and you're just like, wait, what? Like, just was so... Oh my god, that's so funny. Again, circling way back to the the whole like topic of this, like, do you have an idea of where that may have like happened, of like why? Because like I feel like it falls in the same vein of when participation trophies became a thing, when being
trophies were like early 2000s, weren't they?
Don't get me lying, because I did not participate in that nonsense. I had to for like a hot second, where it was like, oh, you give them multiple awards, but for different things. So it was like, it was still different, but it was still kind of the same. Like,
yeah,
it was not my favorite thing.
I would say that started becoming a thing, I want to say probably the mid 2010s, I'm going to say.
Right. So which would mean that it's like, if that was like the thing or whatever, right? If our guess is right, then the era of Dark Souls is beginning, right? So you have all of these like harder like games, like I was saying, like all the racing games that are like, oh, you gotta figure out your fastest path. It doesn't tell you where, you just kind of figure it out. Oh, if you crash through things over here, it's actually a road behind this, and then it'll pop up. It's like all this stuff. To changing to like, you know, what it is now, where it's just kind of like a like spoon feeding, hand holding style of gameplay, and you can see that it really happened in Pokemon. Pokemon is like the ground zero of like trends for games, in my opinion. You can see where games are headed or is based off of how the Pokemon games are designed, because you went from we had to learn another language to figure out this puzzle to
which, to be fair, was bullshit because it was Braille.
Yes.
And it's just like, excuse me?
Right. But you went from here's another freaking language, which was, I think, the super funny part about it being in Braille is that the point of Braille is that it's for people who can't see.
When you're blind.
You can't see, but I have to see the visual pictures of the Braille and figure out what it was just nonsense.
Like, it was such a sick joke.
It was like, a sick joke was the unknown.
That too.
Hey, let me give you the alphabet that you typically already know. And then
I did not order alphabet soup, thank you very much.
Which then begs the question. Because, you know, Pokemon, Japanese.
Uh-huh.
What is the unknown for? Like, it was the unknown the Braille version of the original puzzle, like, for the Japanese? Because it's honestly the English alphabet.
I think it was. So, honestly, I can imagine that very well. Like, okay, so here's the English alphabet for the Japanese, and here's Braille for everyone else.
That just hit me, because I was like, wait a minute, it's in the Roman Greco, like, it's in the alphabet that we use, but that's not their alphabet. So, like, did the unknown just, like, pop up as another? The more you know.
Could you imagine some unknown popping up as kanji?
That would be bonkers. Do you understand how hard it would be to read when one of the freaking marks is this?
Yeah, no, like, I'd be like, I will never understand what you're saying.
Oh, we got one that's whoop. Like, or my favorite. Yahoo! Like, like.
At that point, with the unknown, it's just game over.
Like, right, because it would be in the hiragana, and then, like, yeah, the more complex stuff would be in the kanji, so it would just be like, and then it would be, like, compacted, which was already hard enough reading as that.
Yeah. I still get some of the unknown confused.
Yeah, I get them. As like you're talking about the unknown, I'm talking about kanji. I still get kanji confused. It's like obviously because I don't fully know the language.
Yeah. Like I remember when I was learning Japanese for a while. It's like I would like look at kanji and then I'm like, okay, I think it's this, and I look, it's like, nope. It's like this one's that, this one's that. Fuck.
No, it would be worse. Like learning Japanese. Having English as your first language is the worst.
It's so hard.
It is the worst. I understand why people say why it's so difficult learning English because it's like it's so wrong. But I was like,
yeah.
Imagine coming the opposite direction. Like we're on the same street of difficulty for you. Like you guys learning English, we're struggling just as much because we have to then take these bullshit rules and then figure out the mild equity in it in your non-bullshit rule system because yours makes fucking sense. It was like,
yeah.
It was like, hey, this one means girl and this one means older. Woman. like oh no, how will I ever figure this out? Like,
what does this mean?
It was like, oh my god, what could it possibly mean? Well, that's fire, and that's house. Well, there you go. kind of
Uh,
telling you right there. It's a
I know,
firehouse.
right?
Like, and for my native Japanese speakers, we're being hyperbolic. Like, I understand that's not the exact way that how the language goes, but coming from English, that's what it looks like. Like,
And it's like, I know we are most likely coming across stupid.
because we are.
And we are more than happy to admit it.
The Asian, all of the Asian languages are one of my favorite, like, all of the favorite sounding and, like, written, just all of the things. If it's from Asia, I love it.
Yes.
But I will never fully understand because
Unfortunately.
I'm pretty sure I have some form of learning disability, but that's besides the point. Oh, wait, that's right. It's dyslexia. I was like, I think, no, I do.
Maybe, nope, nope.
Which is why like, learning the grammar for Japanese was easy for me, because it is in reverse of what we know grammar naturally. So I was just like, oh yeah, that makes sense, because my brain's already mixing it up like that. So it was just like, oh, okay, English, like, oh yeah, okay, cool. Well, I was like, yeah, sorry. My main struggle is my memory is shit. So, like, I just couldn't remember anything. And you cannot write the symbols enough for them to stick in my head. Like, I would still be writing them to this day, trying to learn basic sentences for them to stick.
Like, I'm literally, like, I want to get back to learning Japanese, but it's like, I'm literally going to end up most like treating it like coding, where it's like, which is a language in and of itself.
It is.
Where it's like, I can read it, I just can't write it for the life of me.
I can't write it for the life of me. That was my peak, was I can read it. Can't tell you what the fuck I just read, but I can. That's about it. That's all I got for you. That was my peak. I have long since fallen from grace, and here we are. And unfortunately, what it requires for me to, like, maintain any kind of new information is, like, pure unadulterated repetition and fuckery. I don't have a dedicated person that can tell me, hey, this is where you went wrong.
Yeah.
This is where you went wrong, but because this is how you were thinking it, and this is how you need to think it instead. And that's no one's fault in video. That's just how my brain is, which is a given and a curse, because that's also why it was so easy for me to teach, because it was just like, I can see where you went wrong, and in doing so, I can help you get to the right spot very easily. In order to be like, it's like, that's obviously wrong, but I see how you got there. So now I can just follow your thought processes, and then we just get back to the right spot.
It sounds like a math equation.
I mean, essentially.
Let's follow your steps. And
you got to show your work. That was the only thing from math that was worth a damn. Show your work. Yeah. That is the only thing that has come from that means a damn thing. Like, yes.
Much, yeah. The only time I got pissed whenever they were like, oh, did you show your work? It's like, bitch.
It's 2 plus 2.
Literally.
It's 2 plus 2. Oh my goodness. But
it's like, how did you add 2 and 2?
So I took these 2 fingers and I poked him in your eye. And now, how many did you see? These 2, and then 2 more, but when you went cross-eyed, bitch. Oh god, yeah, that was fun. So, all right, final wrap up, because we're getting to that. This is one of those things that we could just keep going, and the next thing you know, we have an hour-long episode, but I still got to stream after this. So
yeah, same. All I'm thinking about is the freaking cross-eyed fingers now. All I can say is hope you all stay hydrated, and hope you all have a good day or night wherever you are.
A night wherever, yes. And as always, we thank you for the help and support and the likes and the views, and to my growing internet family. because apparently I have a problem and I am collecting people as my horde. I regret nothing.
I mean, hey, the Dragon's Den needs people.
It needs the people. So if you would like to join to the horde, and if you're in my streams, gain a new internet uncle, I'm your mate. To my current ones, to my son and my niece and the Biffle and all those the Biffle, yes, he is another League streamer. AKA my Yordle McMuffin. I will not give context. He knows who he is, and I love him. And until next time, we'll see you then.
See ya.